Hey guys, so if you want to be an elite linebacker, you need to be able to cover the pass. So back in the day, it was you had to be a big, strong linebacker who could make tackles and stuff the run. Now you need to be able to do that, but also be able to cover in the passing game, whether that's man coverage and covering tight ends or slot receivers, or if you're playing zone and you have to sit in a zone in the middle and cover a couple different routes. So Jack Campbell here, linebacker for the Lions, does a really good job on this play. So we're going to see him break up a pass. It's going to be a crossing route to Kadarius Toney in the middle of the field. He's going to be able to dive and break this up. Couple things that go into this though. So as a linebacker, number one is going to be understanding the routes and understanding your zone and what's coming. So you're going to see Jack Campbell here do a really good job. So if we look and just compare. So this linebacker versus him, you're going to see him recognize the play. He's going to be pointing out that this guy's in motion so he understands what play is coming. He barely reacts right here. His eyes go to the running back, but he knows that it's a fake. So he's already getting out before, and he's already turned his feet here before they even go through the entire fake. So he already knows that it's going to be a fake. So he's already turned his body, he's already turned his feet, and he's getting out. This linebacker here is still sitting inside wondering if it's going to be a run. So Jack Campbell already recognized it, and then right now, this linebacker is just seeing that, okay, it's play action. Now Jack Campbell's already back and out and getting out of there. So it's recognition of the play, it's understanding what's coming, does a very good job of that, and that allows him to react very quickly. Now as he gets and he starts dropping back, he gets his eyes to here to see what the combos are, and then he immediately gets his eyes back to Pat, knowing that, okay, I already see what's coming over here. Now what's going to be coming behind me? And he understands that there's a route and a drag route or a crossing route coming behind him, and does a very good job of spinning, getting to right where that is and breaking up. The second piece, guys, not only is understanding what play is coming, but it's also having the footwork to be able to react. Okay, so what he does a really good job of is when he buzzes his feet, you're going to see his feet never go behind this line. So he does a really good job of buzzing his feet and getting out. One thing I see from a lot of younger players is when they do this, they end up, when they buzz their feet, they spin their feet and they'll land with a foot here and a foot here, so their feet are here because they kind of do a jump to turn. The problem is when you do something like this, you end up losing ground. Okay, so you end up moving your feet, you almost move up a yard, so then you have to regain that ground with your step. So you don't want to ever lose a step because it could mean the difference between breaking up this pass or having it be a long completion. So it does a very good job, number one, with his feet initially off the line. All right, he's able to turn and get out of there at a 45. Now, as he gets out at this 45, he does a very good job of turning his hips and his shoulders completely in that direction, so he's able to climb up here at a 45, all right, gets his depth very well, runs out of there, and then he's able to get his eyes back to Pat here while he's still in his drop with his head and with his shoulders and his hips. And then once he recognizes the play, you're going to see him drop his hips. So right here, he's running. He's a little bit high, okay? And then all of a sudden you see is he's going to turn. He starts dropping these hips. So it's a much lower angle. So he does a really good job of dropping the hips. And now in 2 steps, he's able to turn. All right, so right here, does a good job with his foot angles. He flips open, and then he's able to put himself in a really good position here, all right, with that power of those legs to be able to jump and be able to finish off this play. So it's 2 parts, guys. It's understanding plays and recognition so you can react quickly and not waste any time, but it's also having that footwork to be able to get to exactly where you need to be and then be able to cover a lot of ground while you're doing that. So if you're a linebacker, make sure not only do you study the plays, work that footwork in your zones. And it's going to be different for everybody. Depending if you're outside linebacker, inside linebacker, you're going to have different zones, different drops. Make sure you work that so that you're very efficient with it, because a play like this, like I said, if there was any misstep by Jack Campbell, whether he didn't recognize the play a little bit earlier than what he did, or if he didn't react and have the great footwork that he had, it turns into a long completion. They ended up stopping him here. They stopped this drive, and then they end up winning the game. So it could be one of those key plays in the game. So you always want to make sure you have play recognition and then the footwork to go with it.